Most of the foods we eat, we generally take for granted, and the people who put these foods onto our table are completely forgotten about. At well over 500 million tons per year, this grain is, by a long distance, Asia's main food staple. You see it everywhere, from marketplaces to restaurants, supermarket shelves to your kitchen at home. Can you guess what it is? Of course you can. It's rice. Yet, what about the people who work laboriously day in, day out? For every bowl of deliciously steamed rice that we eat almost daily, well over a quarter of a year's work has gone into making this simple commodity possible. Hey guys, I'm Ollie, and today we are deep into Tainan's charming countryside with endless stretches of rice paddies. This is Hobi district. Now for many, a bowl of rice is a simple trip down to your local supermarket. Sure, we can all eat it. Many of us know how to cook it. But how many of us really know where Asia's #1 food staple is produced? The sun is out, the air is fantastically fresh, the mountains are clearly visible just over there. It's time to get my wellies on, it's time to put my rice farmer's hat on and step into the life of one of Taiwan's incredibly arduous rice farmers. Let's get muddy. Alright, this is what happens when you live very close to the mountains. Weather changes like this. It was sunny a few seconds ago, now it's starting to rain. But this lovely gentleman here, he's going to show us how to plant this rice. Okay, let's go.
好，我们这样将苗插下去这个土把它堆这样它不会被那胶鸟被它吃掉了。Okay.
Basically, what he's saying is that we've got to take these seedlings that have already been germinated, so they're a little bit taller, and we're going to plant them again into this soil that has to be flat. Oh, this mud underneath your feet feels absolutely incredible. It's like getting a free spa treatment. If you look closely here, you might see this beautifully brightly pink colour that I thought at first was a flower. That shows how ignorant I am. These are in fact snails' eggs. The snails are actually pretty beneficial for the farmers, as the snails will eat away the bad grass as well as the insects, and the insects of course eat the good grass, so we don't want them here at all. This is a completely organic, natural rice farm, so they don't get rid of these, they keep them here. That's why this rice that's grown here is wonderfully healthy, wonderfully fresh, and really, really delicious. I've only been here for about 5 minutes under the glaring sun, and this is not easy. Real respect for these guys. 45 kilos of rice are consumed per capita every year in Taiwan, and you really must have the utmost respect for these rice farmers, some of whom are well into their 60s and 70s. They work these fields in groups of no more than 3 or 4, planting and replanting these little rice seedlings. It really is incredible. I've just done a short stint of about half an hour in one of the rice fields under the really hot sun, and let me tell you, if you think running on the beach is hard work, you should get down here and try this. Knee deep in mud, bent over double. It is really, really difficult. And every time you have a bowl of rice, you should think about these extraordinary people. Right, I'm off for a nap. See you later. A farmer's life is very modest, with plain clothes and a basic diet. Let's take a peek into what a farmer would eat for lunch. Now that's what I call a hard day's work. We've just finished up an entire morning out there on the rice paddy under the glaring heat of the sun, and I am starving. Now traditionally, instead of the farmers having to go back home which is often kilometers away, their mums or sisters or even children would bring them out these delightful baskets full of their lunch. So let's open it up and see what's inside. Wow, look at those colors, beautiful bright colors and that fresh smell. It's time to dig in, because let me tell you, I am one hungry rice farmer. That hits the spot. That really does hit the spot. It's really good. You can see fresh vegetables, egg, meat, tofu, and of course, no dish is complete without the staple of this area, grown just down the road where we just were, this wonderful, fresh, white rice. Bon appetit. Why don't we look and see what other parts of a farmer's life there are? After a hard day's work, the clothes are covered in mud and sweat. And way before the times of Whirlpool and Bosch, this is how they washed their clothes. 阿嬷，之前怎么洗衣服？
之前哦，挑那个篮子和这个。去河边洗衣服，带这个去这样去洗，好辛苦这样。早上。
We look and see what other parts of a farmer's life there are. Hey, here we are with this beautiful rice. If you got served this in a restaurant, would you be happy? No way! You know this kind of rice. But once upon a time, this was actually this beautiful grain. This is how it comes into this rice hulling mill that has stood here for over 80 years. This incredibly intricate piece of machinery. And I'm honored, very honored here to stand today with the granddaughter of the man who started this mill himself, Yang Xiaojie. Yang Xiaojie, 这两个有什么不一样的？这个糙米跟这个白米。
这是糙米，它是比较适合骨质疏松跟血糖比较高的人，所以比较适合他吃。相对之下，它的营养价值比较高。那白米部分呢？白米它是就只有它的口感部分比较好而已，其他也没有什么营养价值的。肠胃不好，我会建议说要吃胚芽米。
这个要煮。
要煮的时候就是最好浸泡一下，或者是就是水放多一点。
I know which one I'm going to eat in the future. Brown rice all the way. So how are we going to turn this lovely grain into the brown and white rice that you and I both know? I'm standing here with Mr. Zhang Shenshen. He's the great grandson of the man who started this mill. Zhang Shenshen, 这个机器这么运作？
首先。这个稻谷会放进去入料口，然后会靠输送带上去，然后去过筛。这里是土笼，会把稻谷给碾破，然后再用靠这个输送带上去上面去消除杂质。之后消除完以后，会下来到下面这里，这里就是变成是所谓的糙米。如果糙米要变成胚芽米或者是白米，会靠这个输送带上去。到这个桶子里面，然后会靠这个机器里面有刨道，会这样子去做循环，会一直给它循环下去。然后糙米会一直磨久了，大概4到6次左右，会变成所谓的白米。然后只要白米完成以后，让白米流出来装一袋一袋的。以上这些都是所谓的那个碾米的过程。
So there you have it. This rice goes through so many different complicated procedures just to become white rice. So next time you waste that food, just remember you've heard it from the horse's mouth. This beautiful grain is not easy to turn into white rice. Eat that food, don't waste it. Did you know that aside from steaming rice, this crop also has many other uses? In Tainan, bakeries use white rice to bake tasty cookies and pastries. Spending just a single day in the countryside with the rice farmers was a real eye-opener. Theirs is the simple life, void of materialistic products. Yet they are incredibly outgoing, generous, and ever so welcoming. Seeing the many processes that are needed in order to produce just a single grain of rice was fascinating. The complex life cycle of this cereal crop is something to behold. And the family secrets passed down through generations was amazingly touching. These farmers work tirelessly and for very little money. So, when one of the many typhoons that annually batter this Isla Formosa destroys all their hard work, for them to get back up and start the process all over again is something that commands respect and gratitude.